The CFC is the Combined Federal Campaign, and it's a way for federal employees to give back to local charities within their communities. Children and education are very important to me, so my charities lined up with that. Being able to pick some charities that I agreed with their mission and what they were trying to do and the work that they were putting out, and being able to make a monetary donation at that time was a great way for me to still support the agencies that I cared about, but not feeling like I didn't have anything to give because I didn't have time. And I think a lot of times we get so caught up in the day-to-day hustle and bustle that we fail to think about the things that really matter the most. And when I give back to organizations, it helps me kind of center myself around what really matters and what's really important, so that I have that drive that I need to be able to make it through the days when they get tough.
CFC is important because it helps so many people. I forget how many different charities, there's thousands of charities that you can pick from. And so no matter which charity you give to, you're actually helping somebody. I think a lot of people, everybody you meet has a story. They're all touched by one thing or another, whether it's they know somebody that's gone through something or they've experienced something themselves. So they're all close to something that drives them to give to some different organization. So the CFC organizations I'm involved with are the Make-A-Wish Foundation of East Tennessee and also the Ronald McDonald House in Knoxville. There's just no feeling in the world like having a child that's disabled and they can't go out and do things that normal kids do. So, you know, Make-A-Wish tries the best to make it possible for them to get, you know, that one wish that they really and truly want to do, and we do everything we can to make it, you know, just the best experience for them. And it's just my human responsibility to reach out and do all I can to help everybody. Special needs children is really close to my heart since my daughter passed away. She was 6 years old, and you know, if you've never been there, there's no way to even explain how that feels. We would go skating, you know, and my daughter was in a wheelchair, and I would put a pair of skates on and get out on the skating rink with her, and she would have the time of her life, but she's still sitting in the chair, just like she does all day long. And, you know, it hurt me more than it did her because I was wondering, you know, if she was wondering what it felt like to, you know, be on her legs out skating with these other kids, you know, and it's really painful to think about when you're a parent and you have to see your kid like it. But for Alexis, yeah, she didn't care. She was just having a ball. And she was, you know, she taught me more in 6 years than I've learned in almost 43 years on this earth. And the special needs kids, I think it's just a little bit more joyful for a parent to see, you know, when their kids are happy.
Two of my daughters, Gwen and Abby, were diagnosed with cystic fibrosis. It's a genetic disease that affects patients by filling their lungs with thick mucus, so they suffer from chronic lung infections, lung damage because their lungs can't clear out material that gets into the lungs. To this day, there's still no cure for the disease, but there's very good treatments, and those treatments have been tested, and they've come about through research and grants from the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation. It's wonderful to give to an organization that we see tangible benefits from. We look at it as a very beneficial thing.
It feels good that you can help other people with this, but you also know that you're helping yourself, so it's kind of like a win-win. Even if we didn't have it, it would still be a good thing to donate.
We know that there's very little large pharmaceutical company involvement in finding treatments. So everything really comes from the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation, all of the treatments that my girls use, and the real push for a cure. So without a doubt, we think it's very important to give to the foundation, since they are the ones working with the drug companies, working through the research and finding ways to make girls like ours live longer and live healthier lives. Yeah, without a doubt, my family will continue giving to the Combined Federal Campaign, and specifically giving to the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation.
The Combined Federal Campaign is kind of dear to me, in that I started contributing to this organization, or through this organization, in about 1982. It gives us access in an easier way to support various organizations. I know it's helped me considerably because I try to stay busy. So something that takes me 10 or 15 minutes rather than several hours to figure out is quite helpful. I can't give to every organization, and nobody can. Whatever organization a person decides to contribute to, it will usually have in some way have touched their lives, either directly or indirectly. It's critical that we, who have been blessed as we in TVA and across the federal government for that matter, we give back. It's important.
I started contributing to the CFC many years ago, recognizing that it was important and it was an opportunity for me to give back to the community. Kathy and I donate to the East Tennessee Juvenile Diabetes Research, and we started that about 3 years ago. And about a year after we started our contributions to this particular organization, we found out that Sawyer had type 1 diabetes. So it was really a blessing for us to be able to use that organization to help in our transition and understanding of what his needs were going to be moving forward. And we've been able to contribute to that organization ever since. He goes to school, he plays baseball, plays basketball, swims. He does everything else that every other kid does. He just has to be more conscious about what he eats and his blood sugar levels, and we monitor that regularly. And he's got great doctors, and he's got great parents, and he's living a normal life. I think that the opportunity to contribute to the CFC really just puts things in perspective that we're all very blessed and very privileged, and we'll continue to contribute. We believe in it. We're privileged to be a part of it, and it's something that's just part of what we're going to be a part of for our community.